great morning to you. I'm leaving my therapist's in North London and I'm on my way back to West Side, the best side. No, I don't have any gang affiliation. And I just wanted to talk about, like, I did a post about contentment and how I believe it's the real revolution, and I had so much more to say about it, and I'm just going to use my drive time as an opportunity to share my thoughts about contentment and why I believe it's the real revolution. Because it's about saying I'm okay as I am right now. What I have right now, I'm okay with it. I'm grateful for it. I appreciate what I have right now, because the present moment is all we ever have, and we have the audacious nature to believe that we're promised tomorrow, that to some degree almost like sometimes we think we'll live forever. And so that perpetual pursuit, trying to achieve something, trying to achieve goals, society's milestones, is a factor that I believe can fuel feeling, that I believe I know this, that fuels feelings of inadequacy, never feeling good enough, and can make us downplay our achievements. And so in a world where we're perpetually encouraged or manipulated to feel as though the television that we have, the long back television that we have, isn't adequate, so we need to have one that we hang on the wall, where whatever car you have, there's the latest model that's now come out with all kinds of instruments to enhance your driving experience. So the next thing, you're still paying for your car, but now you're seeing the newer upgraded version, and you're starting to eye that up because you're now feeling inadequate about your particular version. And so, like I said, contentment for me is the real revolution, because contentment brings us into the here and now, the present moment, which is a gift. That's why they say it's the present, because that's ultimately all we have. All we have is now. All we have is here and now. And so, you know, I think contentment is far more valuable than happiness, because happiness is people are often continuously, perpetually pursuing happiness. And I think that's the happiness myth, because, you know, it's an emotional state that you can experience at particular times. And I've said it many times before, like, we cannot live in a perpetual state of happiness, because happiness is fed by other experiences. You know, we need to feel sad. Sadness is all a part of the human experience. So this kind of pop psychology that encourages you to be perpetually happy is also really not helpful. But contentment for me, as I kind of embrace that into my life and experience that and notice that means that I'm making an assessment on my life. No one else is judging that. I'm the judge of that. And I think that's profound and brave and bold and against the cultural grain of get this, get that, achieve this. By this age, you should be doing X, Y, Z. Actually, I guess in contentment, I'm vetoing myself out of that. And so this morning, as I kind of extend my post, my previous post about kind of contentment, that's what I want to share with you, is that to feel content is a real revolution. And contentment means that you're judging where you are. For so many years, I felt inadequate because I didn't have X, or I didn't have Y, or I didn't have Z. And now I surrender that. I'm surrendering that. I surrender all of those material stuffs, because actually, in this car I have, my 20-year-old RAV4 that just keeps going, that I love, that has emotional and that it's got a story to it that I absolutely love. So I'm good. Yeah, no parking sensors, but do I care? Not at all. Because cars have driven without parking sensors before. It's not essential. So I have a sentimental value to this. And I remember going for dinner with a friend Jermaine from my estate. And he was like, Key, I think you need to get a new car, you know? Key, you can't be rolling in that. And, you know, for me as a council estate kid, like, having status symbols was so fundamental in my younger years. And I'd get myself into debt for cars that I could ill afford, paying out more than half my wages so I could ride around in a car that I felt displayed my progress. But actually that car kept me in bondage, because that car came with a monthly price ticket. That meant that, you know, when I began to consider leaving my job, I had to look at my finances, and my car payments was something that was a problem, because, you know, I couldn't leave until, you know, I'd got my outgoings down and paid for the car. So, you know, actually that car kept me in bondage. And here I am, you know, driving this. I'm content in my 20-year-old RAV4 that I paid $250 from Auntie Clara, and my dear inner circle of the Duncans. And I absolutely love it. And I think I love it even more because it's counterculture. Like, wow, when did that happen? I feel like I'm becoming part of that, like, tree hugger crew. Like, yeah, who needs to spend 20 grand on a car? A lot of people are spending money on cars that they can ill afford, and it's keeping them in bondage to jobs sometimes that they feel that they can't necessarily maneuver in ways that they want, because you've got all this stuff that you're now in bondage to, because you can't let people see you rolling in something maybe as old as mine. And you know, I get it, I do get it. But there's something so wonderful about being able to go against the grain. Now, the challenge is you'll be ridiculed, or people will say, da-da-da, but it's a place, and I've got to this place through a process. I didn't just wake up like, yeah, in a place of contentment. It's from a place of what when I wasn't content, and I don't know what the opposite of not content was, but when I wasn't content. So I know discontent now. There you go, Key. You know, I know discontent. So, and I felt discontent for many years. So to arrive at this place is testament to the sacrifice and the journey that I've made. And I'm so proud of me and my decisions, my choices, and how I'm choosing to live my life. So what about you? What do you feel inadequate about? What do you feel in bondage to? What cultural milestones has you perpetually chasing and never arriving? You know, write them down. If you have any questions, any queries, inbox Key, because like I said, I believe contentment is the real revolution, and the contentment will free you. It frees you from perpetual pursuit. Contentment frees you from feelings of inadequacy, because it means, for me today, as I embrace contentment, I am the judge and the jury on my life and where I'm at. And the biggest investment I've made hasn't been in assets, it's been in me. I'm my greatest asset. It's been in my mind and my thinking. And that investment will yield dividends for as long as I live, but also choosing, depending on what I choose to do, could mean that I leave a legacy because I chose to invest in me and because I'm doing contentment. So, like I said, my encouragement to you is, you know, just indulge that notion of being grateful in the here and now for what you have. You're alive. Many people in the